that.
Are we recording right now?
I am now. Perfect timing.
Cool. I missed all that discussion about alcohol adventures.
Okay.
I actually had a friend of mine who was like talking about how many glasses they've had or whatever, and then they apparently didn't know that I like drink on like here and there. Like I'm generally a social drinker, so it's like if I don't go out for a long while, I generally go a long time without drinking.
Yeah.
And they're talking about like wine and stuff, and they're like having all these glasses of wine, and I'm like, why? Like, what do you mean why? And I'm like, why are you fucking with wine if you want to get drunk? It's like, drink some hard liquor, get some vodka, get some rum, get something that's 40%. Hell, if you want to kill yourself, get some Everclear. Like, come on. And they're like, what? And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I only drink hard liquor. I don't fuck around with beer. I don't fuck about with wine. The only thing that I drink that's less than 40% is sake. That's it. Everything else is 40%, generally speaking. And they're like, I didn't know you drank. And I'm like, yes, I drink. I just don't all the time. And I'm not dependent on it. So, it's like, if you want to get buzzed, do it the right way. You're just pissing away money if you're doing with that other shit.
Well, we're gonna use that as the intro. Alright.
Yeah.
We are here, critical analysis number... God, what is... I keep forgetting every single time we start. Okay. We had...
I think the last one we did was 4 or 5.
Okay, that was...
Jeff.
I need to start writing these down if this is going to be the,
So we did Jeff. We did the shitty Squidward Lamicide.
Yeah, we did
We did the Chuck E. Cheese.
We did the Chuck E. Cheese. We did Kirby.
So yeah, this will be number 5. Yeah.
Right. We got number 5. We have...
Write that down.
Write it down. Okay, we are on...
Exclamation point, underscore, or underline. Italics, bold.
I am making it very obvious for me that this is number 5. Okay. We are here. We have number 5. This is Jeff is Back. The supposed sequel to Jeff the Killer.
This is back in 2013. This is 4 years old. Actually, this was October 1st, 2013.
Yeah. So
this is a little literally 7 days and 4 years old. And it was probably uploaded tonight, so it's probably very close there as well.
This got removed from Creepypasta, and it wasn't moved anywhere. It was just gone. So this took a little bit to find online.
There's a part where the text actually goes off the border of the column.
Yeah,
a good distance.
So
like fucking what?
We're in
no context.
We're in for a good one. All right. We'll get started here. Quick drink. Okay. The following story was written by a detective whom, after analyzing video evidence, witness accounts, and the video claimed to have been watched, developed a story. This is that story. Such a dramatic opening, don't you think?
Yeah.
It was a late night on a typical Tuesday evening. I was surfing the internet, as I had 2 large coffees from my local coffee shop earlier that day, and was unable to sleep. After watching pointless YouTube video after YouTube video, I came across a strange title in the related videos bar. None of the characters were of the English language, however the shapes of the characters seemed to resemble words, although I couldn't quite decipher them. Curious, I clicked on the video. I suddenly began to hear various creaks and groans coming from my house. I whirled around and grabbed a nearby baseball bat, ready for a fatal battle. What?
Hey,
Okay.
my house is creaking after I just started a YouTube video. That must be a supernatural phenomenon of something trying to come get me. Time to prepare to fight to the death.
To my surprise, there were no intruders in the house. You were surprised by that?
Wow.
Well, you see, back in my neighborhood, we get broken into every day, so this was a surprise to me.
Fucking, if I got broke into every day, I'd start having a gun. And I'd start killing motherfuckers. Because that shit spreads around and they'll learn real fast.
Nor any signs of a forced entry. All the doors were also locked. Figuring I was just going crazy, I shrugged my shoulders and lazily walked back to my room.
Adverbs, my dude.
I had spent a lot of money on a high bandwidth connection, so I was perplexed that the video I had clicked on had not loaded yet. I impatiently clicked on the video 4 more times in an attempt to bring it up, because that'll help.
Did you open Task Manager and check to see how your memory was doing?
After what seemed like an eternity of waiting, the page finally loaded. The background was black, and it completely hid all of the text, except for the username of the uploader and the description, both in crimson red. The username of the uploader was, in quotations, Nightmare Slumber, slumber in all caps. And
sounds like an MLP villain.
And the description read as such. How ignorant of you. You are unaware of my demonic presence in your life. I will destroy everything you stand for. Worthless coward. I am always watching you, and soon you will come to live with me. Forever. ...
Nani? I spilled a drink on myself.
I am tempted to start a poll somewhere to see how many of these creepypasta writers just were watching anime while they were writing these stories.
I mean, it feels very anime / wish fulfillment. Like, it falls in that shonen anime category. Just like, I've like got you right where I want you. Protagonist is like, as if, and then like does their weird protagonist bullshit.
Alright. Figuring this was simply the idiocy of a 12-year-old, I did not heed the danger I was in. The video began with a picture of an abandoned mental asylum. Later found out to be... Do you have any idea what that word is supposed to sound like?
Shit, I lost where we were. Like, I walked away to, like, throw away a paper towel.
We are in the paragraph after forever in the parentheses.
Later found out to be...
What is that word? Spelled.
Denbe Asylum?
Spelled Denbigh. I have no idea. Whatever that word is, asylum. The picture was a long, dark, and tattered corridor, extending past the viewer's visual field.
It's a very...
It's just called field of view, okay? The left wall of the corridor had windows separated by columns. The corridor was bathed in an eerie moonlight, only broken by the shadows of the columns. The darkness of the corridor was a pure black, the likes of which I had never seen. I got the vibe that the asylum was hastily abandoned and never cleaned up.
So, Denver Asylum is a very specific place. I don't know why they feel the need to be like this specific mental asylum, but it's a mental asylum in Wales, and it's abandoned.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I am. I googled it. I was like, specifically naming a place. Like, you don't just name drop something and shit like this. So, googled it. Yeah, it's an abandoned mental asylum in Wales. So even though Jeff the Killer, I believe, is supposed to be in the US, is apparently now in Wales?
Alright, so Jeff the Killer is now British, so we're gonna have to give him a British voice.
A Jeff the Killer in London.
Oi! I'm gonna stab you.
I don't know. Jeff the Killer should absolutely be a soccer hooligan. I want you back here so I can give you a right stabbing.
Okay.
You back there, you get.
I'm gonna have to attempt to be quieter because otherwise there are people sleeping right now and they're going to be very mad at me.
I'm only going to get louder, considering what's in my hand right now.
Oh man. Alright. Hastily abandoned, never cleaned up. For the first minute of the video, it was simply a still frame of the corridor. There was no sound nor movement. At approximately 1 minute and 13 seconds of the video, I noticed a slow but definite movement at the very end of the corridor. The had a human stance, but walked very unusually. Most noticeably, with its head pointed straight at the ground. That is spelled, it is head pointed straight at the ground.
Yo.
The creature accelerated steadily as the video progressed, eventually breaking into a full run. The creature ran headfirst into the camera, knocking it over. Simultaneously, I heard a very loud bang at the door. There was only one, and it sounded like someone had just run into the door.
Ow.
It's like those videos that you see of cats, and they just sprint full on head first into a door and just slam into it.
God, can you imagine like Jeff the Killer be like head first into a door, and then you just like you're on the other side of the door, and you just hear, "Fuck! God! Ah! Damn it!" That'd be fantastic.
I now want to see a video with exactly that.
Yeah. It's just actually there's the Peter Griffin sound bit where he's on the street like grabbing his knee going, ah, ooh, ah, just like for 5 minutes straight.
Oh man. Alright. I jumped up and grabbed the bat again when I heard my computer make an error sound. The computer then blue screened at that point, saying it shut down for safety reasons. The screen then proceeded to make note of the fact that an unknown hacker had been obtaining information about my whereabouts. That is not how that works, my good sir.
Yeah. Computers don't just tell you when you've been hacked.
My antivirus program ran a trace of the hacker's IP address. No! You, sir, have absolutely no goddamn idea what you are talking about.
Insert Hacker Man gif here. Jesus Christ. My antivirus program.
I just feel like I'm back in an argument with one of these console fanboys that I keep getting into arguments with. Like,
how do I can't select this to copy paste it. God damn it.
No, it's possible. I'm sure I can find a way.
Fantastic. There's somebody I have to send this to. I gotta make somebody really upsetty.
Well,
this is ass.
If anything, you can just take screenshots and send and just bombard them. My antivirus program ran a trace of the hacker's IP address, bullshit, and came back with a city in northern Wales. Specifically, the hack had been made from an abandoned mental asylum.
See, it's like, why did you specifically point out what the mental asylum was earlier in the story when you were going to like reveal that it was going to be in Wales anyways, and that would be the time to reveal that it's the mental asylum?
Yeah. Then, the power went out. Oh my god. Such horror. Then the power went out. At this point, I became extremely intimidated. My eyes welled up with water as my breathing accelerated. How much of a wuss are you, good sir?
I can't think of something clever right now.
I began to hear someone groaning in pain outside the door. I knew it was a mistake to go look, but I decided to anyway. Why? When I glanced through the peephole, there was nobody outside the door. I could still hear the groaning though. No way in hell was I opening that door.
Ding, no way in hell cliche.
I flew into a panic attack and immediately attempted to contact police.
That's not how a panic attack works.
No. I know someone who has panic attacks, and that does not happen. However, I simply got a busy tone on both the landline and my cell phone. I ran back up to my computer to see if I could hook it up to a generator to ask for help that way. When I noticed the computer screen was still on, in giant red text upon a black screen, it read, "Go to sleep."
No, you! Don't tell me what to do! It's like, apparently Jeff the Killer's a fucking hacker now? Like,
apparently he's also a computer monster, so never mind the story that that we read in part 1. Never mind the 13-year-old boy that somehow managed to survive a burning, even though that was impossible, the way it happened, and just carved out his face and burned his eyelids, even though that would have been impossible. Just ignore all of that. He's a demon now.
Yeah, a computer demon, apparently.
A piercing scream then rang out. It sounded like someone was dying. Oddly specific. I raced to the kitchen and drew 2 knives out of a drawer. This was real. This was actually happening. The screams got louder and more desperate. Under the screams, I began to hear a faint but distinct hysterical laughter.
Hey! Fucking whatever. It's always fucking screaming in these stories. It's always the fucking screaming. screaming this, screaming that, senseless screaming this, ineligible screaming that. Oh my god.
I ran about the house, trying to figure out what was going on. I then heard a sobbing coming from a closet near my computer room. My skin ran cold as I grasped the doorknob. It was cold to the touch. I should have said something before opening the door, but I didn't have the common sense to do so. I whipped the door open to see a young girl, dead and bloody, crumpled in a heap in my closet.
Why do they think they need to have said something? There's nothing suggesting that they needed to say something. Either way, that girl is dead.
There's a noise coming from my closet. Let me just announce myself.
You saying that won't fix the fact that she's dead. Or you saying anything won't fix the fact that she's dead.
Hello?
Fuck you, dude.
Why are you in my closet? I'm opening the door now.
Hello? Is anybody there? Oh, yeah, I'm in the kitchen. You want anything? Go fuck yourself.
Her stomach had been ripped open, and her entrails pulled out. She was entirely naked and coated completely in blood. That was probably established when you said she was bloody, but okay. The wall suddenly was illuminated with a red light. I noticed that something was written in blood on the wall.
Of course.
You should have heeded the warning. Time to go to sleep. I whirled around and saw the figure in the video, head down and everything. I froze in fear. With one sudden movement, almost as if I was watching a video that had skipped a few frames, the figure twisted its head and looked at me. Then, everything went black.
What's with the obsession of skipping frames? Like, every time there's something technological in these stories, frames are skipping. We're missing this. We're missing that. Like, why? Why can't there just be a smooth video clip of something happening?
Frame skips. Scary!
The horror! The horror! It's not at least 30 FPS! We're doomed!
I don't know about you.
Or rather, nowadays, it's not 60 FPS! Oh, the horror! What'd you do? Record this on a toaster?
I don't know about you, but anytime I'm playing SSX Tricky on my GameCube emulator on my computer and it drops down to 15 frames per second, I just get terrified. I huddle up in a corner, and I don't come out until the light of day. Like, just.
Are you kidding me? Anytime my YouTube video buffers, I just have a total meltdown. Like, I fall apart. Like, I have to call off work. I have to ask my teachers for extensions on my assignments. I'm emotionally damaged. Like, I have to see a therapist for like a week to get over it. It's rough. It's terrifying. I don't know how people live that way.
Doc, I need your help. I need your help right now. You won't believe this, but the buffering on my YouTube video, it stopped. It just stopped. I need help. I need some drugs, man. I need help.
Take acid and you'll never be bored.
Alright. Detective's Note 1. The victim's body was found in a similar state to that of the young girl in the closet. Despite numerous blood tests, we could not identify the girl. In fact, due to the lack of a missing persons report, the fact that no one came forward to claim her remains or try to solve the case of the murder, and because no blood test matched anyone we tested, it seemed like the girl never really existed. That would never show up on a police report.
Fuck you, Ryder! Fuck you!
We
If you want the girl to not exist, just say so. Just say so. Don't fuck with this bullshit explanation. Fucking trash.
We have confirmed that the hacking came from the abandoned mental hospital. However, there is no explanation as to how this was timed so close together. We have issued an arrest warrant, but no officer wants to enter the ruins in fear of his or her life. Then why the hell are they on the police force in the first place?
What ruins? The ruins of the asylum?
It was never stated that it was destroyed. It's just abandoned.
It's not destroyed. It's abandoned. So why are they talking about ruins?
Ruins, good sir, applies the destruction of a structure or building. Abandoned means vacated, no longer in use, forgotten even.
Ooh, fuck me. I'm trying to type and it's not going very good right now.
Do you need a minute?
Yeah, no, it's specifically destruction. It is specifically destruction. Fuck you, writer. Fuck you.
This is why research is very important. Which, side note, is extremely hypocritical of me to say, because anytime we were given a research project in high school, I never did research. I just half-assed it.
Scrub! You half-ass with research, and you cite the parts that you read.
The only break we got was a witness sighting of an extremely unusual and frightening creature running into the hospital a few days later. From the witness's testimony, we noticed a shocking similarity between the face of the deranged mental hospital inhabitant and the following image taken from a site filled with horror stories with the words "Go to sleep" captioned above it. No. Just no.
Yup. This is bad and it is trash.
Numerous murders like this have occurred since, and every single one of the victims has been noted to watch the video a few minutes. I am dying. Let me try that paragraph again.
Stop dying. Damn.
Listen.
Not allowed.
Look, I'm reading this story.
I'm keeping my shit together. You have to too. I really gotta piss, but I'm keeping it together.
Numerous murders like this have occurred since, and every single one of the victims has been noted to watch the video a few minutes before the homicide is committed. YouTube officials have tried to remove the video, however, every moderator that tries ends up getting brutally murdered. The case is unsolved. Still unsolved, sorry. Detectives Note 2. After further researching the case, a few discoveries have been made. First, while I have been unable to find the source of the video, last-minute accounts of the killer's victims have provided enough descriptive evidence to point to the image used as the background for the video. Point to it for what?
You know,
for the source of the video?
I'm gonna use this minute to step away, collect myself, and quite possibly take a piss. Yeah, because fuck that.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and do what you need to do, because I'm just gonna spend a few minutes contemplating this.
Yeah, you do what you gotta do. I'm like, I was gonna wait till the end, but I'm like, you know what? Nope, I'm gonna need to go sooner rather than later.
Go ahead, I'll try and figure out what this guy's talking about.
Alright.
Hello, dear viewer. We interrupt this video to bring you a few special messages. I completely screwed that up. Let me try again. Hello, dear viewer. We interrupt this program to bring you. God damn it! Take 3. Hello, dear viewer. We interrupt this program to bring you a very special message. You know what? I'm just gonna give up at this point. We interrupt this program to bring you a very special message. There we go. Please, for the love of God, proofread your work, or have someone else read it for you. Or better yet, do both. Make sure, as much as possible, that there is not a single error, not a single thing that doesn't make sense. Make sure that your make sure that your story is clear, easy to follow, but doesn't spell everything out as if the reader is an idiot. This is seen as very annoying. Instead, please write as if... Hello. I was giving a special message to the viewers.
I'm thinking I either poured that cup a touch bit more heavy-handed than what I thought I did, or I need to check the percentage of that bottle. Because it's one of those two things. I'm really sure that's a 40% bottle, but now that I think about it, maybe I should have poured the alcohol first. And then the soda. Because I think I fucked up.
That is usually how you should do it, yes.
Is that what Zach did? Oh.
So, okay, this wasn't going to be in the message to the viewers, but, yeah, so, alright, guys, when you're at the bar, and when you're at your home bar, pour the alcohol first, then the soda to make sure you don't fuck up.
Because I'm using a solo cup as well. So I pour, you know how solo cups are. They're actually fairly narrow at the bottom.
Yeah.
And they get significantly wider. It doesn't look like it, but when you're actually pouring a drink, it actually is significantly wider.
Mm-hmm.
I poured the soda first. The soda only went up like a little over a third of the cup. By the time I was done pouring rum, the cup was almost full. So that was probably at least 3 or 4 shots of rum. At least.
Yeah.
Possibly more.
I
was too busy talking at the time. I didn't realize what I was doing. But here we are.
You made a very rookie mistake, my friend.
Wasn't so much as a rookie mistake, I just wasn't paying attention. I didn't care. I was like, you know what? I'm pouring a drink. And so I did. I poured a drink. And I didn't actually think about how much I wanted. I just poured it in there. So it wasn't so much a rookie mistake, just not giving a fuck.
Alright.
So yeah. But that's a tool tip. Alcohol first. See how much you're pouring in there.
That's usually recommended, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so finishing the message to the viewers. Please edit your work so that it doesn't turn out like this. Thank you. All right, back to this.
Yes, please do, for the love of God.
Then possibly we won't be reading it on this show, which is something that you want to have happen.
Or maybe you're a little maybe you like a little abuse, you know. Nothing against people like that, but maybe you want a little abuse. Maybe you send your stuff in. Maybe you want us to abuse you over the internet. It's fine.
Yeah. All right. So I still haven't figured out what he meant by it. So I'm just going to do what I usually do and completely ignore it. Although this is a JPEG image, and thus by nature is still an image. What? Although
Fucking brilliant.
I ruined that. That's my fault. Although this is a JPEG image, and thus by nature is a still image, rumor has it that if you stare into the picture long enough, the image begins to twist and contort. Continue staring, and you can see a creature beginning to run towards the camera. No one has watched the image long enough to see the creature come close, but enough visual evidence is there to assume that it is the same person seen in the video. The image can be found below. View at your own risk, for your life may be at stake. Why would you put that in a detective's note?
I don't know. Hey, I don't have an answer for you.
Like, if you're going to write in the perspective of a police officer, and you're making a detective's note, whether it's a report to your boss or just a note to yourself for your report later, you would never say that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fucking... This is just shit here. Your life might be at stake. Alright, whatever. Go fuck yourself.
There's something wrong with this precinct.
Yeah.
In addition, I have been searching for more information regarding the killer. To my horror, I have found a set of stories online regarding one Jeff the Killer.
Cringe. Name drop.
The stories dictate a serial killer who develops his psychopathic tendencies at the onset of his teenage years, eventually killing everybody in his immediate family.
There were no psychopathic tendencies, though.
Yeah, it was just...
It was literally like somebody flipped on a light switch.
It was just...
Don't believe us? Go read it. Or go watch us reading it. Like...
Go watch Critical Analysis 1, Parts 1, 2, and 3. And you will get the entire story for free on YouTube. And I'm also posting this to VidMe, my new channel. Please go watch it. This is the only time that I'm going to say this. And it's totally not a joke.
Like, it's a total light flip switch with Jeff the Killer. There's no tendencies there. I bet I could turn around. You know, normally I'm not this kind of person, but I bet I could turn around and write a significantly better, higher quality Jeff the Killer, which I know is not saying a lot because, well, it's such low quality. But I think I could use the same story elements and actually make it good. Like, I mean, like, include all of the same scenes with alterations, some alterations, but ultimately all the same scenes and make it better and actually include psychopathic tendencies.
All right, Zach, here's the premise. You have the teenage boy, right? He's 13 years old. He just moves to the suburbs. He has a young brother. He has his parents. He moves to this new neighborhood. This neighborhood has bullies. It has problems. Yeah. It's got some terrible things going on, right? Yeah. The cops are completely not on their side. Somehow these bullies have bought off the entire police precinct, and they don't listen to anything. His brother gets sent to prison. All right, it destroys this teenager, and at the end of the story, okay, this is the important part. At the end of the story, the teenager, he loses his mind. He just completely snaps, and he kills everyone in his entire family, in his entire neighborhood. He leaves no survivors. Do you think you can get it done by next week? Absolutely. All right.
I would say by, like, tonight, but I'm also, like, I'm in no condition to be writing right now. Yeah, no, like, if I really wanted to, I guarantee I could.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
it's not hard.
This is an easy story by all sense. Yeah.
Like, I know my point of view is a little skewed because, well, degree. But yeah, but like, I guarantee I could. And because it's so simple, I think other people can do it very easily with a little bit of research.
Yeah, it's
Apparently nobody knows how to use fucking Google.
This
All these teenagers on the internet think that for some reason mental illness is like this thing that's like really cool and they really like to write about, but then they don't actually understand how any of it works.
Yeah.
Like people with like split personality disorder. They like to write stuff like that or stuff like schizophrenia and whatnot. And they don't understand how it works.
Mm-hmm.
They hear these little tidbits through other stories and whatnot, and they're like, "Oh, so cool." And they go and they're like, "Oh, so cool, so different," and all this. And they go and they write it, and it's like, "Welcome to the sea of bullshit shit tier writing."
Yeah, this is by no means a difficult story to write, but
a little off topic, but also on topic.
Mm-hmm.
I had a class, on campus class.
Yeah,
we essentially had a mixed class of the equivalent of sophomores and seniors. I was a senior at the time.
Yeah.
In college. And one of the sophomore girls was like, "Oh, I'm writing this story about this investigator." And I'm like, "Okay. I'm not huge on investigators, but all right. Let's see where it's going." And then she's like, "And he has split personality disorder." And I'm just like, "Oh my god." And it's just like, and the split personalities help him solve crimes. The teacher doesn't really say anything. He's like, "All right, that's interesting." I go to him after class, and I'm like, out of curiosity, what was your thought on, the one with the detective with the split personalities? Oh my god, his reaction. He was like, he slumped in his chair and was like, dejected sigh. He's like, I don't understand why they think stuff like that is good. And I'm just like, I know, right? And he's like, make it interesting. He's like, it would be a lot more interesting if they were like spirits of past lives. And I'm like, yes, I want it. That's a detective story I can get invested in. And it's like, I don't know what possesses these people to write stuff about these mental illnesses. They're so overdone online. You can read so much of that shit for free online and just make yourself sick on it.
Yep.
Like, do something different. You don't even understand how it works. Stop it. Stop, please. Please. It's
all right.
awful.
All right.
All right, rant done. Let's continue.
Okay. All right. In addition, wait, I already read that. Okay, I'm back on it. The most shocking aspect of the story is that Jeff killed his victims in the same brutal way as seen with the whatever the hell that name is, asylum killer. Even going to the extent of both killers communicating, "Go to sleep," before murdering their victims. The most frightening aspect, however, redundancy, even though with different words, it gets annoying.
Telling me what's frightening.
However, is that the image provided for Jeff the Killer is the exact same as the image provided by witnesses for blah 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 asylum killer, leading investigators to believe that they are in fact the same person. Investigator of the Year. For further reading, simply search Jeff the Killer online and read at your own risk. Once again, would not be in a detective's note.
Go fuck yourself. In this kind of world where there's like this kind of serial killer running around, Jeff the Killer wouldn't even be like... It would still be like a meme, It would be like this urban myth kind of thing. And it wouldn't be like, oh, Jeff the Killer is this person that people online have been talking about. No, it'd be, well, there's this urban legend going around about this guy called Jeff the Killer who goes around killing all of these people. Like, this is just this feels like wish fulfillment kind of thing where it's just like, oh yeah, everybody knows about him, but nobody wants to think he's real and stuff like that. And it's so edgy and all this shit. It's like, oh, shut up, shut up. It's like, if you want the world to be aware that he exists and detectives are just now catching on, make it like it's still accepted as like an urban legend.
Yeah.
If you want to utilize the previous Jeff the Killer story, make it a legend. Don't treat it like it's fact. Like people in the world treat it like it's fact. Treat it like an urban legend. Make the detective be like, oh, but it's just a legend. This can't be real. Make him disbelieve. It's stupid. Trash.
All right, this is starting to get overused, and it's annoying me. The most terrifying fact of all. Stop it. Though, lies in my personal experience. After writing this report, I heard strange sounds throughout my home. Figuring it was nothing, I continued doing research on Jeff. The banging noises got louder and louder. I searched outside, thinking maybe a bird was injured. I'm just gonna let that one go. I'm just gonna let it go. I'm gonna step away. I'm just gonna let it go. As I stepped to my door, however, I noticed movement in the window. I immediately attempted to phone police. You are a detective, good sir.
What is he, a PI? Like, is he a private investigator? Like, is this guy with the police department? Because if he's with the police department, unless he's doing his work from home, police are literally right there. I don't think he's a PI. I think he's a police investigator, which makes him a detective. Which means police are there. He is police.
Good sir. You are, in fact, a detective. You are the police. I didn't know if you know this, but you know that badge and gun that you have? Yeah, you're the police.
We actually have to spend time as a cop to become a detective.
Yes.
Unless you become a PI, in which case it's a whole different thing, but generally most PIs are cops at some point.
Yeah. I immediately attempted to phone police, but got a busy signal. Concerned, I put the phone down and looked toward the door, only to see Jeff staring directly at me with those cold, dead eyes and that horrific, disfigured face. His smile was the most eerie thing I have ever seen, and I immediately pulled out my gun and began shooting. Thank you. Jeff took off into the night.
You missed. You fucking missed. He was right in front of you, and you fucking missed. What a fucking idiot.
I know I am in danger, so I have set up constant surveillance around my home to protect myself. I still see the bright flashes of light and hear banging noises around my home, along with the rare but still horrifying laughter of which only a true psychopathic serial killer can provide. I don't know how much longer it will be until we catch him, although he's literally right outside my house.
You don't need a case. Sorry, I read a little bit ahead. I'm like a sentence ahead.
Don't worry, because we're about to get to it.
Stupid.
But if he keeps making these mistakes, then we'll have a solid identity and an airtight case.
Yep.
You know,
you don't need a case. He's trying to fucking kill you.
You know, I got this guy outside my house. He matches the description of the person that the witnesses gave to us. He's literally outside my house. He keeps knocking on my door. But I just don't know if it's the guy,
I wonder if this guy's ever heard of caltrops. Or bear traps, or
probably
anything like that.
Probably not.
Because, there are steps you can take to, prepare the outside of your house. So if he does try to come near the house, he, falls into some kind of trap, Or no, there's stuff you can set up in your house, even.
With household items.
Yeah, like, there are steps that can be taken. So I don't see any reason why they can't catch Jeff the Killer here.
I feel we are on the brink of taking him in. Yeah, he's right outside my house. You know, I think we're really close to him now. For I keep hearing laughter and banging sounds that are escalating in volume. And I also am seeing an odd orb of light in the distance. I have radioed fellow police to the scene, but the radio has gone dead. The light is getting closer, and I have my gun ready. It's him. I can see his face. Time to... Blah, 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 and it just... Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much what it says.
It's fucking stupid. Oh my god, it's only worse.
Yep. Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff. I don't like that this story is being published. Don't worry, sir. It is not. But oh well. It's not like any of you could catch a demon of my caliber. The detective is now dead. The journal is over. And it's quite hilarious because, in viewing this document, I have logged every single one of your IP addresses and know exactly where you are. That does not work. Also, if it's a detective journal, it would not be published to the public. Research is important.
Not concerned whatsoever.
For example, one of you works at a cousin's on Drexel Boulevard. One of you lives in Burbank. One of you lives on East Avenue. One of you goes to university and has a roommate named Becky. Who the hell is Becky?
Becky, let me smash.
I immediately started thinking of that too. One of you is going to Iowa. One of you goes to is quite the whiz at the piano. The list goes on and on. This is the sound of two disappointed English majors. And
I'm gonna die. Maybe the answer is at the bottom of this cup.
Probably not. I know where you work. I know your friends, your family, your loved ones. I think that ties in with family and friends. I know everything. Soon all of that will be taken from you. Upon reading this message from me, you should start hearing odd noises and feel a sense of fear and dysphoria wash over you. Don't tell me what I should feel. You will become anxious and frantic for no logical reason.
Don't tell me what to do!
The banging isn't the building you reside in. It's something else. Something quite sinister. Something that wants your blood. If I don't get you, I will get those you love and care about. You, the one shivering in your chair and has a girlfriend named Jessica. Who the hell is Jessica? With whom you live with? She's mine. You aren't safe. I'm not going to bother laughing because it is stupid.
Heh! Ha 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 ha! Ah ha 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 ha!
You have my thanks. I think it's time for you to go to sleep, smiley face. I'll be in shortly. Sincerely, Jeffrey the Killer. P.S. Whomever is the one that's a janitor at Kettle Moraine. You're cute. I'll take my time with you. Okay, that's it. What do we think?
This is trash. This is bad.
Well,
it's awful. The person who wrote this doesn't understand how anything works. No research was done. The writing also sucks. There's not a lot of like grammar and spelling errors of like major magnitude, but It's also like adverbs here and there, and just silly shit like the fact that the type gets all fucked up when the detective dies. It's like, don't. That's cliched as fuck. Don't do it. It also looks really amateur and trashy. Holy shit. I'm trying to think straight. Also, Jeff is the killer's now a fucking hacker. Like, what?
Apparently, he's a demon that lives inside a computer.
Yeah, also, he thinks he's a fucking demon. Like, is Jeff the killer supernatural or not? Can we just at least get that figured out?
Well,
Well,
apparently, according to some of these fans, he is not.
okay, well, if he's not, then the story needs to stick to that. Because him referring to himself as a demon, like these pseudo-supernatural things happening to him, where it's like his eyes were changing color and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, you need to, like, decide. There needs to be consistency. That's the other thing, is Jeff's dialogue in this is not consistent with the dialogue in the original. He changes how he talks. That's a problem.
He changes how he talks. The author has completely changed where the setting of the story is. Jeff the Killer is, from what I could tell from the first story, US based, and now he's in London, and he's referencing London, England, just areas in the place. And
Yeah.
no. But we can look on the bright side. We got it over with, so we don't have to come back to it.
Oh my god, the comments.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm looking
oh my
at
god, the comments.
I'm looking at one.
Is it the roleplay one?
You know me so well.
I scroll down and it's just like, oh my god, please. Oh, what an edgelord.